A little bit.
There you go.
All right.
All set to go?
Yes.
Let's go.
Yes.
We're on.
Hello. Welcome to our Elizabeth Joseph Variety Hour. Welcome to our 100th show.
100th show.
I
finally.
cannot believe it.
Well, I can believe it.
Yeah.
It seems like 100.
Woohoo! I'm so excited. Yay!
They are all labeled, and this is the 100th.
Yeah.
So I haven't really counted. Maybe we skipped a couple, but for all intents and purposes, this is the 100th show.
Right.
So some
yeah.
shows are short, some shows are overlong, some shows are overspoken.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Some shows you can't even watch. They're full of wind, like this one. I hope this one isn't too bad.
Yeah.
But I'm Kaye Lazar. How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
And you're doing good too?
Yes,
How you doing, Mary Elizabeth?
Yes, I've been really busy for the past couple weeks.
What? Busy?
I'm doing Oliver next month.
Okay. Well, that's great.
I'm performing at Oliver.
Oliver.
It's on May the 7th to the 10th.
John Oliver?
Oliver the play.
Oliver the musical, yes.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. Hold the phone. You already did Oliver.
I know.
And you're doing it again.
Yeah, I'm doing it again for the second time. So.
Yeah. That means they like you. You're going to keep doing it till you get it right, I guess.
Yeah.
I have been in, I think, 2 or 3 productions where I play Templeton the Rat in Charlotte's Web, the one about the pig. And then I've been in, I think, 5 productions of The Wizard of Oz where I played the Wizard of Oz. And what else? I've been in Anna Green Gables playing the same part, the station master or something. So a few times. So, I'm typecast.
Yeah, I'm typecast kind of too. So.
Do you ever need I always joke that if you ever need a white collar criminal coming out of a skyscraper in a 3-piece suit and handcuffs for something like embezzlement or insider trading, I'm your man. Yeah. It used to be Kevin Spacey got all those parts, but now Kevin Spacey's not getting those parts, and now Paul Giamatti and Michael Stuhlbarg are getting those parts. Yeah. So that's my competition now.
Yeah.
So in Oliver. So yes. This is a big production, and it's going to be, what days is it going to be?
From May the 7th to the 10th.
May the 7th to the 10th. That's a weekend.
I got you the ticket to the 10th.
All right.
On the 10th.
I'm going to try to make it.
I also got my dad a ticket too.
Okay.
On the 10th on the same day.
I think that's the weekend. There's a Gilligan's Island marathon on television, so I may miss it. No, I'll be there. Like, I haven't seen that enough times.
Yeah.
So you did what?
Well, I'd rather miss Gilligan's Island.
Well, of course.
I'd rather see my play.
I know.
Than watch that.
I would rather see any play than anything on television.
Yeah.
You know what it shows you how weird things are now. They actually, I belong to a lot of travel sites that gives you bargains on traveling, and I never take it. Hey, you want to go to the Strait of Hormuz? That time. No. We'll pay you $3. No, I don't want to go. But there's all these discounted trips, and they'll have one. There's one I saw. Usually they say like plays or things in Las Vegas. You can see Penn and Teller for like $3, or you can see, a play on Broadway like Grease or something, or the Phantom of the Opera at a good price. But what's weird is they had Hamnet, and I don't think it's a play. I think it's a movie. You mean you can get a discount ticket to see a movie? Who cares about a movie? I can watch it at home on a video, on a DVD. I'm not going to make a big fuss. I mean, I like going to movies, but I don't feel I have to, go to New York to see a movie.
I have a friend who's doing a play.
Oh, yeah? What's that play?
It's called My Favorite Wife.
My Favorite Wife.
And she's playing my favorite wife.
Okay, she's the wife.
Yeah, and she'll be playing it next week at 7 o'clock at Henrico Theater.
Okay, and what's your friend's name?
Lindsay Bronston.
Okay, well, that should be good. Now, My Favorite Wife, is that the one with? I remember there was a movie, My Favorite Wife. I think it had Cary Grant in it, based on that one.
I think so.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Now, did you? We just got finished the Easter weekend. Tell me what you did for Easter.
I went to church.
All right, that's a good idea.
Yeah. Then we went out to breakfast at McDonald's.
Fancy.
Yeah, we
Really
went.
pulled out all the stops going to McDonald's.
We went to
I
Sunrise.
had a. I actually had the Whopper with the cheese. No, no, no non-cheeseburger for me.
The Sunrise service.
The sunrise
And
service.
then we went to breakfast.
Okay.
And then after breakfast, we went to regular service.
Okay.
And then
Well, that's
after
good.
that, we did an Easter egg hunt.
An Easter egg hunt. Now, were
Yeah,
these real like hen's eggs or were they like candy eggs?
the candy eggs.
The candy eggs. Okay. Were they those like colorful ones in the cellophane with the sugar on the inside?
No.
What they? What were they? Chocolate eggs?
Yeah, chocolates.
Oh, they're chocolate eggs.
Yeah.
Okay. We're like Cadbury eggs.
Yeah, kind of like that. I think they're kind of like Hershey bars or something.
Hershey bar.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like Easter candy. I like the chocolate rabbit, except I only really like the head. Once I finish the head, I don't feel like eating the rest of the chocolate buddy.
Yeah.
In fact, sometimes after I get past the ears, I don't want any more. It's always milk chocolate, you know.
Yeah.
Do you ever have those Cadbury eggs with the cream inside and the yolk in it?
Those.
Yeah, that's pure sugar. My mom loved those. Yeah. What? Pardon?
Remember that commercial with the little Easter bunny?
Oh yeah. Yeah, he wanted people to think he was a chicken. Yeah.
So cute.
The Cadbury is an English company, and my mom always felt that Cadbury chocolate was better than American chocolate. And I think it is. You know why it's better?
Why?
Well, Cadbury's been around a long time, longer than Hershey's. And it used to be candy was so expensive to make that only rich people could eat it. You rarely, if you were poor, you rarely got candy to eat. So, and part of making chocolate candy is using fresh cream or fresh milk in the process. Now, um, Hershey found out that you could cut costs and make it cheaper by and making it more affordable for poor people by using powdered milk. And so that's what they do. They use powdered milk in it. And have you ever drank powdered milk?
No, I haven't.
Well, I used to have to drink it all the time when I was a kid. You know, the kindergarten always, when they gave you milk, they always gave you powdered milk.
Yeah.
So when you're a kid, you don't know any better.
Yeah.
But the powdered milk has a bit of a sour taste to it. Now, next time you have a Hershey chocolate, it tastes fine, but notice there's a little sour aftertaste after that. There's none of that with Cadbury, and but it's cheaper and it's more. And now everyone can eat chocolate as a result of that,
Yeah.
which is good. Which is good.
Yeah.
I didn't buy any candy this Easter. I mean, I usually go to the stores and buy it, but I had enough to do this week.
Yeah.
I mean, what did I buy? Tell you what I had to buy. I had to buy a I had to buy a coffee maker, and said, "Do you have Keurig coffee?" I said, "No." "Do you have the a computer programmable?" "No, no, no. I just want a regular coffee maker." And that's where you pour it, and then the water boils over and soaks in the grounds.
I have
and
a
then
Keurig.
You have a Keurig.
Yeah.
I don't feel like spending $1 on a Keurig. And you never notice that when you go to someone's house and they have Keurig, you have to use 3 or 4 of them before you figure out how it works.
Yeah.
You keep filling it with water and tap water or
Yeah.
whatever, the bottled water. So I just got that yesterday. In fact, it broke down the day before, and then I immediately went to a place that sells discounted coffee makers, and I bought one for 16, $17. But you could have got the sky's the limit. You could buy whatever price it is, and it's invariably so. Every time you buy a coffee maker, you get that carafe, that glass carafe,
Yeah.
and the one you had from the last one does not fit the one you get for this one.
Yeah.
So I thought, oh gosh, now I have 2 carafes, and the old carafe doesn't fit me. I have to use the new one. So if I ever break the new carafe that I'm then you're kind of stuck having to buy a whole new coffee maker just to replace the glass the pitcher.
Yeah.
So I've been drinking. I just drink regular coffee, but I've been drinking what's called mushroom coffee. What do you know about mushroom coffee?
Well, it's really good actually. I bought some and I have some at home.
It's a powdered. It's a powdered coffee. I feel like I'm doing a commercial because all you see on the internet is these powdered coffee, mushroom coffee commercials, and that you're supposed to get in shape and less caffeine, more energy, lose weight, get more muscle, all this stuff. I think it's all snake oil because I've been drinking it for like 2 weeks and I haven't noticed any noticeably. But they said no, it takes about a month of that. Now it's very expensive, but Target has it for about $18 where I live. So you get about 3 weeks worth if you use it sparingly. It got to the point where I was trying to use it almost every time I had coffee and stirred it in. What I did was I would make my real coffee. You could actually do it with water because it's instant coffee. You could actually stir it in with hot water. But I just make the coffee and then stir it in so it doesn't change the taste of the coffee that much.
Yeah.
But it's called mushroom coffee. But the craziest thing is it's not like mushrooms like what you put on your pizza or anything. It's the mush, or it's not the popular portobello or any of those
Yeah.
mushrooms. It's the mushroom that it's like these rare mushrooms. This is where the snake oil comes in. That they grow in a hot house in a greenhouse in California, and they use it only for that purpose. So I
Yeah.
don't know. So they said, oh, all the other mushroom coffees are junk. This is the best one, And every mushroom coffee manufacturer says that.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I'll keep you up to date on all this. Now, you know what I did on Easter? I went with my family to Williamsburg. I have a niece that goes to school there, so we it's a religious family. I come from, and they went to church, and then we went to a restaurant. And the restaurant was a real fancy restaurant. It was called the Aberdeen Barn. It's a steakhouse. And I made the mistake of, in a steakhouse, ordering fish.
Yeah.
You should never order fish at a steakhouse or steak at a seafood house.
Yeah.
But I did. Everything was so expensive there, so I actually picked something. It was still quite dear, the price of the thing, but got the Maui, and and they had these they had these they called them barn fries. That's what they called their version of this, and it was this basically potato wedges, really big ones. Not and I said always pick the wedges over the French fries. They had French fries too. French fries were all right, but because I had one off someone else's plate, but the wedges were really good. So always get wedges over fries.
Yeah.
Now, what else? Just meat and potatoes, really, more fish and potatoes in this case. And what I had. Now, my brother-in-law ordered prime rib, and I didn't know what prime rib was. You know what prime rib is?
It's kind of like a roast beef.
It's like roast beef. I guess it's roast beef. But I didn't know really what in a restaurant what prime rib was, and I'll tell you what it is. This shocked me and may shock you. To me, when I think of prime rib, I go to a buffet or something, and there's always a chef with a fork, like a pitchfork, and a big blade, and he's cutting off
Oh yeah.
tender pieces and then giving it to me, and now usually on a piece of bread with the sour, with what is it, the horseradish,
Yeah.
and so I thought that was prime rib. To me, that's the only prime rib I know. So what happened was, uh, he what it is that, but they don't give you a little piece of it on a piece of bread. They actually cut a whole big slab of it,
Oh wow.
like something Fred Flintstone would eat, and like about an inch thick. And then I noticed when he ate it, my brother-in-law, when he ate it, There was no bone left. In fact, when I saw no bone, I said, "Did you eat the bone? Like when you're doing eating, chicken wings or something, you eat the bone." He said, "No, there was no bone in the first place."
Oh wow.
So that's what prime rib is. I think
Wow.
there is a rib there, but they don't give it to you. So I was so I so I was intrigued by it because it looked like a good lump of meat, but that was even more. It was like twice the price I was paying for what I was paying for my fish. So so now I know what prime rib was, and and I was uh, my sister was there, and she had meat well done, and everyone else there that had meat had it rare or they had it medium.
I like my
You
medium.
like yours medium?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I come from an Irish family, and my sister and I are from the same family, and our mother never cooked us red meat. It was always well done. Don't want to see bit of pink in there. Should be consistent. And a lot of people, when I go to any sort of place where there is meat, I always ask for it well done. I think steak you could probably get away with it. I would never eat not a hot dog, a hamburger rare because there's so much surface area. They said
Yeah.
you should kind of cook it. That's what civilized people do. We cook our meat. But let me tell you, remember going to the children's theater? I remember there's a French restaurant in town, the French Can. And I somebody they said, "You're going to come for lunch, our luncheon tomorrow?" I said, "No, I'm actually eating with my friends. We're going to go to the French Can, a French restaurant in town." And they said, "Oh, beware of that place." I said, "Oh, well, I've been there before." I said, "Whoa, what's so bad about that place?" And they said, "Whatever you do, don't order a hamburger there." And I said, "Why not?" And they said, "Well, they give you a hamburger bun with raw meat on the inside." They just plop a red ground beef into your. And I said, well, I guess if you asked them to cook it, they would. But that's how the French eat their hamburgers. Steak tartare.
What
Can you imagine? Have you ever had steak tartare?
happened?
Oh well, guess what? I can live the rest of my life never eating it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So anyway, have you let's see. Have you seen anything? Have you? Uh, let's see. So tell me about. Have you read any books or seen any movies or anything that would be interesting?
Michael Jackson's coming up in 2 weeks.
There's a new Michael Jackson movie. Yeah, that should
I
be
like
good.
to see that.
Antoine Fuqua, yeah,
Yeah.
directed it. Who made Training Day? A lot of
Yeah.
good movies with Denzel Washington.
I like to see that.
Yeah. Well, let's go. Let's go.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let's go see it. Let's see. And I see right now. I have this thing on my phone. I can see all the movies I want, and but right now there's nothing. I mean, Michael Jackson's still for a couple of weeks, but right now I've seen everything that's good. There's a new movie I saw, which I won't go into too much specifics about, but it's called The Drama, and it has Robert Pattinson and Zendaya. I think that's how you pronounce her name, and they are getting married in the movie. They're engaged, and he finds out something awful about her, and that's sort of then the movie becomes a whole new movie. He doesn't want to get married to her after that, and then you have to see where the story goes because it actually takes a lot of twists and turns. But it's quite the movie, and it makes you wonder. I think anybody who sees this movie with a friend of theirs is going to question, what would you tolerate in your friend? What would like if you found out something terrible about a friend of yours? I mean, if they were, I think if a friend of mine was a kid and did something awful, but learned to grow from there, I would forgive them. But if they did it as an adult, like if they cyberbullied somebody, I would I would I would, if they did it as a kid, I'd say, well, kids don't know anything. They're always in trouble. But there are a lot of people that that are bad kids they grow up to be bad adults.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I would be very. I would question. Um, Sometimes you don't want to know too much about people. Sometimes I even wonder about members of my family. Like for example, I was talking to my one of my sisters, and they said, "Who in this family has killed somebody?" and and my sister pointed at me and said, "I've never killed anybody. What type of person do you think I am?" But I said, "There is a person in this family that's killed somebody. My dad was in the World War II, and he got the Bronze Star. He's got he's probably killed lots of people,
Yeah.
and yet a lot of soldiers, in wartime, they don't they don't like to talk about their who they it's actually gnaws at them because
Yeah.
no matter how I heard this on a TV show. No matter how uh, bad a person is on the other side, when you injure them or kill them, you they the light. It's not like in the cowboy movies where they just lay down and die. You actually see the light leave them, and it's the saddest thing in the world, especially during wartime. We're in a war right now, and
Yeah.
it's a very Audie Murphy, the greatest most decorated soldier in World War II, and became a movie star and everything. He had a rough time after. I mean. With PTSD after, because he killed so many people, even though they were the worst people he was killing, the Nazis, they were, it still took a toll on him.
Yeah.
In the concentration camps, these people were so devastated that the people that survived the concentration camps, sometimes they would actually, you see it, I think, in some movie I saw, where they actually give one of the prisoners a gun and says, I mean, this is when it's liberated, and said, "There's the guy that caused all your troubles. Why don't you shoot him right now?" And they won't do it
Yeah.
because they said, "I'm not going to get that. I'm not going to fall that low. I'm not going to be an animal. I'm not going to, you know." There's a movie called Nuremberg, which is a true story about Hermann Goering on trial, and that was and a few other Nazis, and they could have easily just executed these guys in the public square, but they said no, they should be on trial, and they should try to look people in the eye and defend the terrible things they did, which has no defense really, you know, following orders, that type of
Yeah.
thing. I was talking with somebody about war. A friend of mine was telling me that she doesn't watch certain uh, channels on TV, networks, news networks, or read certain newspapers because they are against the war, and she's in favor of the war. A military family. And I said, only certain channels are like in favor of the war. So I remember someone said, why are so many reporters and so many journalists liberals? Do you know why?
Why?
I mean, do you have any idea why?
I have no idea.
Well, Dan Rather said this. He said that when a reporter goes to a war torn area, he sees all the devastation of the place, the bombed out buildings, the cars all blown up, the dead bodies, the blood, the children, all the things you hear about. That's terrible what the other side did to this side. All wars are basically the same. They all, I mean, if you walk into a war zone and see the devastation, you would be immediately be against any war because this is, even though the wars are, important. I mean, wars. I mean, certainly World War II. I mean, the diplomacy did not destroy the Nazis. I mean, England tried a peace and Russia tried a peace, and finally, then there was D-Day, and then the time for negotiations over. So we gave you your best shot, and that's what's going on right now. The,
Right.
the negotiations didn't seem to work up to now. So
Yeah.
so anyway, um, so so he said that Dan Rather said that as a result, when you go to a war zone, you get a Dickensian view of the world. And in other words, like what Charles Dickens would write about Oliver Twist or about David Copperfield, all the poor children, the Christmas gift, but Tiny Tim, how rough people have it in the world. So so that's why they're so liberal.
Yeah.
They want, they see more than the John Wayne version of a war, where guns and glory and killing the Apaches and everything. So that's what's going on. So and let's see. So have how are you enjoying the spring? What are you doing in the spring? You keeping warm and everything?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm
So
enjoying it so far.
yeah,
So.
yeah. What are you? I always wonder what, like, your daily activities. You I guess you play with your dogs and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Tell us about your dogs. Oh,
Um,
the fun you have with them.
yeah, they're really fun. Sometimes they're a pain in the butt, but
They're what? What do you mean they're a pain in the butt? That's a
like,
dog. Is a dog. Is a dog.
yeah, I know. But sometimes they get in your way.
Oh yeah.
Like they try to trip on
Yeah. Well, I think they just want to be close to you.
you. Yeah, I love them dearly.
Yeah. Cats don't. Cats are usually in the corner. They don't bother with you.
Yeah.
But then, like, when you're asleep, they get on top of you. They start walking on you.
Yeah.
Oh, I've been there with cats. And then you wake up with cat hair on everything. So,
Yeah, yeah.
we were at the one of the best thrift stores around today, and when I go to the thrift store, I immediately go to the CDs. And there's a song. In fact, you know why? Because you can download almost everything off the internet. So CDs are kind of old fashioned now. Same with DVDs. Streaming has replaced those. So they have them for like $1.50, 25 cents. So I'm always buying them, and we're going to talk about them later. But do you ever buy any clothes at the thrift store?
Yeah, sometimes.
Well, what do you like to buy there? What do you usually search out there?
Well, I buy like tank tops and stuff like that.
Tank tops.
Yeah, like summer tops,
Okay.
like stuff to wear for the spring.
Do they have to be a certain color or anything?
Pink,
You like pink,
yellow, green, whatever.
yellow, and green? I
Yeah,
don't wear any color. Everyone thinks I just slap my clothes together, but there's actually a method to how I do it. I don't. I don't. There's certain colors I won't wear. You never see me in beige.
yeah,
You never see me in brown.
yeah,
You never see me in yellow. You might see like accents, like on a tie or something. Might see yellow or orange or something. But I steer clear of the earth tones. I like blacks, whites, purples, reds, and purples.
yeah,
And on a good day, green.
yeah,
I also let's see. I also like uh, I I was telling somebody this. I don't usually buy neckties at thrift stores because they're always full of coffee stains and spaghetti stains.
yeah.
What's the matter?
I'm just second.
You're on TV right now. Look at
I know.
the
Sorry, y'all. Excuse me.
We just saw the top of your head.
Yeah, yeah,
And so I so yeah so so pretty much I buy all my ties new. Um, People buy me ties now, and I tend not to wear them because they always buy me ties I'd never buy for myself. Shirts are very civil. If I had to wear nothing but white shirts, I'd wear white shirts.
yeah,
Yeah, I would. I mean, but I don't wear nothing but white shirts. I wear the whole rainbow of colors.
yeah,
Okay, and then let's see. I sport coats. I tend to wear black pants a lot. I used to wear like khaki pants, beige pants.
yeah,
But then I found out whenever I went out for the night, they would decorate my closet so I don't wear it.
yeah,
I'd always pick two pair of pants, a black pair and a beige pair. Which should I wear? The
yeah,
black pair, of course.
yeah,
Which goes with everything, really. The white shirt and the black pants go with everything. So then after that, whatever you wear on top of it is great. As any sport coat will look good, any necktie will look good, and I don't wear belts. I wear suspenders all the time. So I'm always, so I got this is my Valentine's Day.
I like that.
Yeah, I didn't wear it this time for Valentine's Day because I have like three or four, and I can only wear one tie that day. So I think I wore the Dennis the Menace tie or something. It has him saying Happy Valentine's Day. But this is I like the lips here. So
Yeah.
it takes a while before you figure, oh, those are lips.
Yeah.
And then I buy suspenders a lot. Was I mentioned that? Socks. I barely wear socks. Hardly ever
Yeah.
wear
Me
socks. But when I
too.
wear socks, they tend to be kind of argyle socks.
Yeah.
And shoes. I really like Vans. Every
I
time
like Vans too.
yeah. Oh, yeah, I could take off my shoe. I don't think I've ever shown my shoe. This is my shoe. I want to show you the inside of my shoe. This said Sean Penn's yard sale here. Put it back on. I tend to steer clear of shoelaces. It took me a long time to learn how to tie my shoes when I was a kid.
Yeah. Well, we're gonna take a little break for a little while.
What?
Well, it's
I'm only
30.
on page. I'm only on. I've only just started.
We'll talk about something else a little bit after. We're gonna take a
Okay.
break.
All right.
So may God bless you all. We're gonna be back in a little bit.